Here let's jump into John Deere. We're going to go straight to the 9 series, 9R. We'll go in. We can see the systems that we have coverage for, everything from the anti-theft, the transmission, everything in between. You can get a quick look at some of the special functions. So if you knew you had to run a regen or code some injectors, or calibrate a transmission, you can kind of just quickly jump in and do those kind of settings without having to dig around in the systems. Basics, we kind of got fault code reading, data measurements, and then bidirectional functions. Here you can see, I just pulled up some example fault codes. It quickly tells us if we got freeze frames, technical info, or even troubleshooting. I can take any of these. Let's take this exhaust gas temperature sensor. I can see with freeze frame when it last occurred, what state it's in. Hey, help me out with the component. A lot of components. We have full details on the components themselves. So here you can see we've got the pinouts, some of the specs on that component. And then even if I want to, take me straight to the wiring diagram. A lot of our customers tell us this saves them tons of time. Obviously you can Google to death to try to find diagrams or just play hope and test all the wires. But here I can come in, takes me straight to that temperature sensor. Now I see where it pins up, 38 and 28. I can open it up, I got DC right here. So no time at all, I'm able to determine exactly where the wires I need to test for make sure everything's good there in the wiring set. Monitoring side, we've also got live data, so you can come in and produce your own reporting. So 209 sensors on this engine. I can come up, pull whatever. I can go by all of them. I can take it by group, like pressure and temperature. Give me a bunch of these. Let me have a look at the system, see what's going on. Save those to my work order, because on the way through, you're actually producing a work order in Jaltest. Or make some notes, right? Pressure is too high. I can come back, I can set triggers for when we hit different measures. I can even graph them. Right, so see the relationship between data visually. There is also the ability to record data. So you can actually come in here, do 90 minutes recording, up to 24 measurements. So same sort of idea, pick a handful of measurements. I can run a field test, a road test, and quickly see, hey, a fault's triggered itself. I can have a look while I'm doing the test. I can make those measurements, large enough that I can see it in case the laptop is far away from me, be able to identify it. And when I'm all done, I can come back in, replay this video, and able to quickly see, if I play it, I can see, when did these faults, those faults just came in. As soon as those faults arrived, what were the measures and stuff like that when it occurred. We have bidirectional functions. Certainly here we've got an extent of coverage in terms of different capabilities. So whether it's testing the wiring, the cylinder cutout test, to the functioning compression test, very common as well. And all your after treatment kind of tests to make sure those systems are running. These functions all run the same way. So I'll show you regen, because that's the most common request we get. Forcing a regen, very common. And I'll show you how this works. Certainly it's the most common function I think we get asked for. But for 3 steps to all these functions. First, we're going to tell you what's going to happen. These instructions are specific, they're not generic. So it's, hey, in the Deere 9R series, it's going to get up to 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. What's going to happen, the temperature in the diesel catalyst is over 500, like all the information. It's going to, and if it is in service mode, it tells you how to handle that. Right, so initial conditions, what you've got to do. So the second step is making sure you're ready to run the test. And as soon as you kind of meet those conditions, you'll see check marks come up to them. Again, specific instructions. Lastly, it's going to actually run the test. So if it's a manual kind of test, like coding injectors, it'll show you that manually. Here we've got the test running. We've got, sorry, it takes us out because we're not live, not plugged into the tractor. Before the 45 minutes, it's going to show you the visual data, what's happening. Also, at the end of it, it's going to give you the details of what went on. So you can kind of go forward or backwards through the data to actually see what went on during your regen. So you're always informed of what's going on during the test. Well, that's it for our demonstration here today of the John Deere 9R series. I encourage you to come visit us at mcnition.com. I'll be glad to assist you and help you, minimize downtime, grow your service business, reduce your service costs. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.